Bless you. Thank you. I know you and I know me, and I tell you, you can't. And you don't know me as well as you think you do. Oh, don't I? Will you listen to... Bless you.
What are you two arguing about? I can hear you all the way upstairs.
About who loves who the most.
Bless you. That's what you're arguing about.
It wasn't really an argument, Aunt Natalie. I was just trying to tell Patty how much I appreciate everything she's done for me. I haven't done anything for her. You've taught me new dances. You've gotten me dates.
Bless you.
That's nothing. Look what you've done for me. Who is it who's always helping me with my homework? You. And no wonder. She got the highest marks in the whole class, that's all. Your marks were excellent. Oh, nothing like yours. Gee, it's great to have a brain for a cousin. That's why Mama and Papa gave you that beautiful pin. It's really boss.
We'll get you one if you'd like, Patty.
Oh, I didn't earn it. Kathy deserves it.
Oh, isn't your allergy any better, darling?
No. The only thing that keeps me from going crazy is having Kathy around to console me. I'm sure Dr. Fair will find out what's causing it soon. He better. I wonder if anybody's ever sneezed to death.
Bless you.
Thank you. He must have given me 10,000 allergy tests. I've given up sweaters, dogs, apples, and automobiles. They can practically land a man on the moon. If they could stop me from sneezing.
Bless you.
Thank you.
I'll get it.
I'll never be able to see another movie. It was mean of them to throw you out of the theater last night. Yeah, but when they did, who went with me? You did.
Dr. Fayer's here, dear.
Kathy, Patty,
Hi, Doctor. Good morning, Dr. Fair.
how are you feeling this morning?
Oh, she's been going on like that night and day. She hasn't had any sleep in a week. Isn't there something that can be done? A new drug or...
Oh, that won't be necessary.
What do you mean?
I've just finished completing a very thorough investigation of your allergy. And frankly, Patty, we were all baffled. Every test we made was negative. Do you remember last week when I asked you to give me an hour-by-hour report of everything you did, everyone you saw, every place you went, when you sneezed most, when you sneezed least?
Yeah, I wasted half a day writing that thing.
Oh, that time wasn't wasted. You solved the whole problem for us.
You mean you know what's causing her allergy?
That's right.
That's wonderful, Dr. Fair. What am I allergic to?
I'm sorry to tell you this, Patty. You're allergic to your cousin Kathy.
Meet Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. But Kathy's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair! But they're cousins, identical cousins all the way. One pair of matching bouquets, different as night and day. Where Kathy adores a minuet, the ballet russe, and crepe Suzette. Our Patty loves to rock and roll, a hot dog makes her lose control. What a wild duet, still they're cousins, identical cousins, and you find they laugh alike, they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
Be allergic to Kathy, Doctor. She's my best friend in the whole world.
That has nothing to do with it. This is entirely a physical thing.
Couldn't you have made a mistake?
Absolutely none. Why, here's a chart we had made up. Now, Patty went to this class alone. She didn't sneeze. She shared this class with Kathy. She sneezed. During the day, when she's away from Kathy, she's fine. At night, when she shares a room with Kathy, she sneezes. No, there's no doubt about it, Mrs. Lane. Being around Kathy causes Patty to sneeze.
I've never heard of people being allergic to people.
Oh, it's much more common than you suspect. There was a case recently where a wife was allergic to her husband. They had to get a divorce. Now, we have a lot more to learn about allergies, but I'll tell you how to cure this one. Don't you get too close to Kathy and you won't sneeze anymore.
What about the room we share?
Well, you might try moving your beds farther apart.
How far apart?
When the sneezing stops. That's it. Well, I've got to be running along. Good day.
I'll see you to the door.
I feel like Typhoid Annie. You don't believe what he said, do you, Kathy? Me allergic to you? That's ridiculous. He seemed quite sure. Well, so am I, and I tell you, it isn't true. I hope not. I'll prove it to you. Stay right there. Now what? Okay, now we take a step toward each other. Another one. Another one. You see, I took... You're allergic to me. Better move it back a little more. There, that's it, right there. Are you sure that's far enough? Oh, sure. Maybe I should move into another room. Gee, Kathy, you're not taking this personally, are you? I'm trying not to, Patty. I just feel as though I'm a leper or something. That's ridiculous. You can't help it if there's something about you that makes me sneeze. Sometimes allergies can be psychosomatic. What does that mean? Well, if you resent someone or dislike them, it can come out in a rash or hives or sneezes. Oh, Kathy, that's crazy. I love you. Oh, Kathy, would you mind sitting over there, please? Certainly.
Kath, now I don't want you to worry about Dr. Fair's report. And nobody knows for sure what causes these things. It's just some sensitivity that triggers a physical reaction.
I know, Uncle Martin.
The important thing is not to take it personally.
That's what I told her.
I'm sure it's only temporary. It'll probably go away soon.
I hope it goes away soon. Hi, Rich.
Let's go.
Oh, you could at least come in and say hello.
Okay. Hi, everybody.
Oh, good
Hello,
evening,
Richard.
Hi, Richard.
Let's go. Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Gee, I'm glad we had this little visit.
Me too. Hey, you're not sneezing now. How come?
The doctor found out what I was allergic to.
Oh, that's great. What was it?
I'll tell you on the way.
No, tell me now. Pollen? Strawberries? Pussycats? Dust?
Me.
You? What?
Patty is allergic to me.
No, seriously, what did the doc say?
Boy, takes a long time to get through to him.
Richard, it's true. There's a slight... Well, when Patty and Kathy are together, Patty begins...
You mean she's allergic to Kathy? Well, that's the funniest thing I ever heard. Ow!
Come on.
Where are you two going?
To the movies. The witch doctor strikes back.
You could use a witch doctor here.
Now, can we go?
Isn't Kathy coming with us?
No, thank you. I think I'll stay in and do some homework. Come on, Kath. Why don't you come with us? I don't mind sneezing a little. Honest. No, thank you. I'll stay in. Look, I'm not going to let this keep us from being together. I don't care what the doc... Bless you. Thank you. Come on, Richard.
Good night, everybody. I think that's the funniest thing.
He didn't mean anything by that.
No. What he said is right. I'm very funny. People look at me and begin sneezing. I could replace snuff.
Now, Kat,
Excuse me.
Martin, what are we going to do about this?
I don't know. I'm no doctor. Suppose we can just watch and wait, read up on allergies.
I could understand Kathy being allergic to Patty. But
That will be enough of that, Ross.
You know, I'm developing a whole new philosophy. When life is going along peacefully and everything looks great, watch out.
checkmate. Psychosomatic disorders are a direct result of strong emotional conflict, leading to abnormal physical manifestations. When the body behaves abnormally, it is invariably because of strong basic emotions, such as fear, hatred, or jealousy. I knew it. Patty hates me. Hi there. Whoops, I almost forgot. You know I didn't sneeze once all night? Congratulations. Isn't that great? Hey, too bad you missed the movie. Boy, is it creepy. It was about this space monster who comes down from outer space, and his machine cracks up and he lands in the jungle. He keeps boom, 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 knocking down trees. Suddenly, a witch doctor jumps out with a huge poison spear. And he keeps jabbing him and jabbing him and jabbing him and jabbing him, trying to kill him. But it doesn't even faze the monster. It just goes till he reaches this village. Everybody screams in terror. And then the witch doctor casts a spell on the monster. Over, doober, over. And you know what happens? 6 more space monsters jump up. I love this wild picture of everybody cast spells and everything. What'd you do all night? Uber, doober, uber. Bless you. Hi, Patty. Hi, Maggie. Oh, hi, Rich.
Hi, Herb.
You coming over tonight? Sure. Oh, what time? Oh, about 8 o'clock. Give the old folks a chance to cool it. See you then. Bye.
Hi, Patty.
Hi, Eddie.
How many?
3.
Okay, right over here.
Eddie, we need 2 tables.
You need 2 tables and there's 3 of you?
Yeah, Kathy needs a table.
Oh. Okay, take this one and that one.
How you doing, Kat? Just fine, thank you. I wish you could join us, but...
I think it's the funniest thing I ever heard of. You stop doing that? Oh, hi, Kathy.
Hello, Ted.
Are you alone?
Quite alone.
Well, why don't we join Patty and Rich?
You join them if you like. I can't.
Oh, you and Patty having some kind of an argument, huh?
We are not. Anybody who'd argue with Kathy must be out of their mind. She's pure gold.
Well, then why won't she sit with you?
It's a long story.
But it sure is funny. All right, what do we have? I'll have a double tulip flip with a scoop of vanilla, strawberry, and tutti frutti ice cream, a little hot fudge, some walnuts, and a few cherries. And easy on the whipped cream. I'm on a diet.
I'll have a chocolate soda. Black and white soda, please.
A banana milkshake. Hi, Patty girl.
Hi, Alfred boy.
Is it on for tonight?
You bet. 8 o'clock.
Kathy, I thought you were in quarantine like Typhoid Mary. Achoo!
Why don't you leave her alone, Alfred?
I can't help it. I just look at her and I sneeze. Achoo! Choo!
Don't mind him, Kath. I don't mind him. What is it? Don't you know? I guess not. Well, if you don't know, I can't tell you. Can't tell me what? They're laughing at me, but the problem is yours. Now, wait a red-hot minute. You're blaming me because you make me sneeze? Exactly. And if you don't believe me, ask Dr. Richard Duncan. Who's he? A great authority on schizophrenics. What's that? It's a person who has 2 personalities.
All right, who gets 2 sodas?
Give one to each of her.
I'm home.
Hello, darling. Have a good day?
Fine. I gave a speech today at the Newspaper Guild luncheon.
Were you a smash?
Well, I got a few laughs.
What'd you talk about?
Teenagers.
That is no laughing matter.
You're telling me. You should hear some of the stories the other fathers have to tell about their teenagers. Do you have the feeling sometime that they're out to get us?
Every day.
How's the combat area around here?
Everything is quiet at the moment. I'm afraid it's the lull before the storm. They're barely speaking to each other. It's ridiculous. Patty can't help it if she sneezes.
I'm not so sure.
You mean you think she's trying to sneeze?
No. Nat, do you think that Patty could be jealous of Kathy?
I don't know.
I mean, if Patty were upset because Kathy got the highest marks in the class, that would explain a lot of things.
But Patty genuinely loves Kathy.
Well, I don't really think that has anything to do with it. Patty is a very competitive girl. Where is she now?
Upstairs.
Patty, would you come down here for a minute, please?
What are you going to say to her?
I'm going to try a little psychology.
Martin, do you think it's a serious problem?
Well, when two girls who really love each other can't stand to be around one another, I think it could develop into a serious problem, yeah.
Papa, did you call me?
Yeah, your mother and I would like to have a little talk with you.
What didn't I do now?
Sit down.
Oh, it's going to be one of those serious talks.
Would you like to begin, Nat?
Oh, no, thank you. I'm a listener.
Well, there's no point in beating around the bush. Patty, jealousy is a very unattractive quality.
I know. I can't help it if Kathy's jealous of me.
Kathy's jealous of you?
Isn't that what you just said?
No, it isn't what I just said. Patty, what was your reaction when Mr. Brewster announced that Kathy had gotten the highest marks in the entire class?
I said, yippee.
And when did your sneezing start?
The day after. You don't think I'm sneezing because I'm jealous of Kathy?
Well, the thought had crossed my mind.
But that's ridiculous. I was glad when she made it. I really was.
I believe you, Patty. I think you were glad, consciously. But unconsciously, you seem to have a deep-seated resentment. And the result was that every time Kathy got near you, you started to sneeze.
That doesn't make me a very nice character, does it?
Patty, there's nothing wrong with good, healthy competition. It's only when it's carried to an extreme that it becomes a problem.
Honestly, I didn't know I was jealous of her. My conscience thought my subconscious was really pleased. What do I do about it?
Now that you know the reason why you sneeze when Kathy comes near you, I think you can cure it.
How?
I want to try a little experiment. Now, I want you to say to yourself, and really mean it, I'm not jealous of you, Kathy. I'm not jealous of you, Kathy. Okay?
Okay. I'm not jealous of you, Kathy. I'm not jealous of you, Kathy.
Good. You see, if you really mean that, then that message is going to sift down to your subconscious. And then your subconscious won't have any reason to sneeze anymore.
I'm returning your dictionary, Uncle Martin.
Kath, Patty has something that she wants to say to you.
Yeah. I'm not jealous of you, Kathy. I'm not jealous of you, Kathy.
You see?
I will never understand irrational numbers. If you can't, no one can. Funny.
I wish you'd be quiet. Do you know that our final math exam is Friday?
Where's Kathy?
Up in her half of our room.
Oh, why don't you ask her to come down and help us?
No.
What are you suddenly so proud about? You always used to ask her to help us.
My subconscious won't let me.
Your what?
Skip it. Now listen, we're all gonna pass this exam without any help from Kathy. How do you multiply complex of fractions? Well, you take the last 3 digits in the first column and then...
You take the first 3 digits in the last column.
I don't get it. We're down here cracking our brains, and the genius is upstairs breezing through all this. Pass me some pie.
I thought you might like a cup of tea, Kathy.
Thank you, Aunt Natalie.
Oh, they're studying up a storm downstairs.
Are they?
Crossword puzzle. Aren't you studying for the algebra exam Friday?
No.
It must be a wonderful feeling to be such a good student.
Aunt Natalie?
Yes, Kathy?
Would you mind very much if I asked you and Uncle Martin to take back the pin you gave me?
Don't you like it?
Very much. Only... I'd like you to take it back.
Why, Kathy?
I just would.
Is it because of Patty?
I don't blame Patty for being angry with me, or jealous. Studying just seems to come easily for me. And then to have a parents give me a prize for it, it's enough to make anyone sneeze.
You know something? I love you.
I love you too. Will you take it back?
If you want me to.
Thank you.
So I thought that instead of taking Kathy's pin back from her, we should give Patty a pin. That way Patty won't feel there's any favoritism.
Just sounds like a wonderful idea.
This is exactly like Kathy's. Oh,
Hi!
aren't you home early?
I flew home. I did it! I did it!
Well, whatever you did seems to put you in a euphoric state of mind.
I passed my algebra test. I got a B.
Patty, that's wonderful. By the way, your mother has a little surprise for you.
Yeah? What is it?
This.
That's beautiful. It's a gun.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Am I? That must be what's causing it. There's something in this that Patty's allergic to.
You mean I'm not allergic to Kathy?
No.
The reason that you sneezed every time you got close to Kathy is because she was always wearing this pin.
Are you sure?
Let's test it. You see? Nothing.
I'm not jealous of Kathy.
And I owe you and your subconscious a big fat apology.
Hi, Kath. I have the most wonderful news for you. I have some wonderful news for you. Mr. Brewster called me to give me the results of my algebra test.
The principal of the school called you into his office? Gee, that's marvelous.
Isn't it? And I didn't even study.
And you still got 100?
100? No. I failed. Now Patty doesn't have to be jealous of me anymore. Hi, Rich.
Hi, let's go.
Come on and say hi to the older generation.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad.
What?
I just said it to scare you.
Well, you succeeded.
Where's Kathy?
Oh, she'll be right in. She's just finishing up in the kitchen.
How'd she do in that makeup test?
She got 100. That's how she did. You know something? I'm jealous. I'm ready. Let's buzz.
Longitioso.
Longitioso? What language is that?
It means so long.
Not to me, it doesn't.
Patty, you sneezed. It's all right. I'm catching a cold. That's wonderful. Bye. Longitioso.
Longitioso?
Here's Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair, but they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find
They laugh alike.
they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins.
What have you done?
I've just been voted the best dressed girl at the school dance next Friday night.
You've just been voted the best dressed girl at the school dance next Friday night?
That's right. And you know why? Because of the beautiful new dress you're going to buy me.
I see. Does Patty really need a new dress?
Oh, I'm afraid it's a necessity.
How much is this necessity going to cost me?
Let's say $40.
Let's say 40. Here's 20.
Hi, Pop. Got any left over for me?
No.
Papa, Sue Ellen's dress is going to cost a lot more than this.
Sue Ellen's father is a banker. Look at it this way. Sue Ellen has more money, you have more ingenuity.
$20 worth?
Honey, you'll outdo her. Don't worry.
Well, Kathy, you want to come with me while I get my dress for Friday night? Oh, I'd love to, Patty, but I promised Frances Gordon I'd accompany her to Music Hall this evening. I'd better practice. Excuse me.
Would you like me to come with you, Patty?
No, thanks, Mom. I'll take Maggie with me. You probably got a million things to do.
And you're afraid if I pick your clothes, I'll dress you in muslin and old lace.
Mom, I don't care how old they say you are. You're young in heart.
Meet Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair, but they're cousins, identical cousins all the way. One pair of matching bouquets, different as night and day. Where Kathy adores a minuet, the ballet russe, and crepe Suzette. Our Patty loves to rock and roll, a hot dog makes her lose control. What a wild duet, still they're cousins, identical cousins, and you find
They laugh alike.
they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
May I help you?
Oh, yes. I'm looking for an evening gown. My class is giving a dance Friday night.
Did you have anything particular in mind?
Well, yes. It has to be imported material, special design, hand-sewn, one of a kind, and sell for no more than $19.95.
$19.95.
That's all her father thinks she's worth. But it's not. He's already given me so much, I couldn't take any more from him. Oh, look, my birthday present. A solid gold bracelet.
Let me see what I can find.
Thank you. Maggie, look at this one. Oh, it's all gold. Beautiful color. Gold. Oh, I bet it cost $60, $70. Oh, it's worth every penny of it. Oh, I knew it. $79.50. Come on, let's get back to the bargain basement.
Hello, girls. Hi, Maggie. Patty.
Hi, Sue Ellen. What are you doing here?
Getting my dress for Friday night.
Me too.
You're not buying this one.
Oh, of course not. Of course I am. Why not?
It's, $79.50.
Mm-hmm. That's what it says.
Well, my father is president of a bank, and even I have to think twice before I spend that much money.
My father's editor of a newspaper, and I don't think at all. I'll say.
I think you'll like this one. Isn't it lovely? And only $16. Isn't this the one you wanted?
Yeah, I'd take it in a minute, but it's not my size.
Patty, you're making me nervous. What size are you?
I'm a 5. That's at least a 12.
It's a 5.
Oh, it's a 5. We don't have a charge count here.
I'll be happy to open one for you. Here you are, Cinderella. Now you can go to the ball. How much is this one? $95. I'll take it. Good. I'll just get my order book.
Patty, you are out of your head buying that dress. Wait till your father finds out. Will you relax? I'm not going to keep it. I'm going to return it. I just have to show up that show-off. Don't tell me you're thinking of spending $79.50 for a dress. My father's president of a bank, and I have to think twice. She can't even think once.
Hello, darling.
Hi, Mom.
Hello, Maggie.
Hello, Mrs. Lane.
I see you bought your dress.
Yeah, kind of.
Do you know what? Your father phoned from the office because he was worried he hadn't given you enough money to get a good dress. Is it all right?
Oh, Mrs. Lane, it's the most beautiful thing you have ever seen. Yeah. Mom, if you're going upstairs, would you put this in my room? I'm a little late.
Sure. Where are you going?
I'm meeting Richard at the malt shop. Oh, Mom, if he calls, will you tell him I'll be late because I'm stopping off at Jean's? Oh, and if Scotty calls me, will you tell him that I'll meet him at Ann's at 4 instead of Emma's at 6?
If Richard calls, you'll be late because you're stopping off at Jean's. If Scotty calls, you'll meet him at Ann's at 4 instead of Emma's at 6.
Thanks, Mrs. Lane. My mother can never get them straight.
I get a lot of practice.
Well, let's go. Aunt Natalie,
Yes, Kathy?
have you seen my blue dress?
Oh, dear, I forgot to pick it up at the cleaners. I'm sorry, Kathy.
Oh, that's all right. I was going to wear it to the musicale this evening. I haven't anything to wear.
Yes, you do. Wear Patty's dress.
Oh, I couldn't. It's her new dress.
Oh, she won't mind. She wears your dresses all the time. Besides, it's an emergency.
Are you sure she won't mind?
Of course not. You know Patty. She'll be pleased.
I'll wear it.
Good.
Into the malt shop and saw you? I told you. She finally got tired of hanging around the dress shop waiting for me to return the dress. Now we can go back. You're a real brain. True. Let's go get it. It's a good thing they're open late tonight.
It's no use. It won't come out.
How am I going to tell her? Hi, Mama. Hi, Kat. Hey, look at the stain on that dress. You ought to be more careful. It's ruined. Oh, I'll see you later. I have to get him. You know, it's the funniest thing, but it looks exactly like a dress I bought at Fido's. Isn't that a coincidence? Isn't it?
It was my fault, Patty. I told Kathy to wear your new dress.
I shouldn't have worn it. I'm so sorry, Patty. It was really...
Don't worry, darling. I'll give you the $20 you spent for the dress, and you can buy it.
Oh, boy. Are you angry with me, Patty? No.
You see, I told you. Well, I'd better start dinner.
Guess I better be running along. I'll see you in prison. What is it? Can you take a shock? That dress cost $79.50. Or it couldn't. Oh, you only had $20 to spend. I was trying to impress Sue Ellen. I had to prove to her that I could buy a more expensive dress than she could. I was gonna take it back. Oh, boy. Wait till Papa finds out. I'll tell him it was my fault. After all, I did ruin it. That won't do any good. I shouldn't have bought it in the first place. Patty, where are we going to get all that money? Where? Look. It's my darling little brother. Hi. Hi. You know, Ross, we really don't spend enough time together. You're right. Ross, dear, you're in trouble. Oh, a little. But you can help me out. She always helps you when you're in trouble. What's your problem? I need $60. FGI. FGI? Forget it. Now what do we do? Spurgeon? We panic. Hello? Is this the 3rd Avenue second-hand shop? Do you buy used dresses? Splendid. My dear, we're two society girls, and of course we're magnificent things. We have an exclusive creation that we could be talked into parting with. Describe it? Well, it's a gold dress with sort of a blackberry punch two-tone front. Hello? Hello? Is this the Ford Foundation? I understand that you, finance deserving projects. You do? Get in there and pitch. Well, we have a very deserving project that concerns the future of 2 young girls who are victims of circumstances and... An application. 6 months to process. We could try the Rockefeller Foundation. Forget it. We have to solve this by the time Papa gets home. How? We're going back to the scene of the crime. And I just read where the newest thing is two-tone dresses. You'll be ahead of everybody.
I'm sorry. I can't take this back.
Perhaps we could make a settlement of some kind.
I am sorry. Excuse me. Yes, madam. May I help you?
How much is this necklace?
$4.50.
It looks remarkably real. I'll take it.
You can't tell the difference between this and the real thing. I'll just get my order book and meet you in the front of the store.
Oh, good.
What are you doing? You heard what she said. You can't tell these from the real thing. Now, I can only find one that looks like my... Kathy, look. Doesn't this one look exactly like mine? Yes, but... Patty, you have a solid gold bracelet. Why do you want that? Papa told me to use my ingenuity. Watch me.
I can loan you $50 on it.
$50? For this magnificent bracelet? Well, Kath, I wasn't going to tell him, but I guess I'll have to. Are you sure you should? Positive. Sir, I can see that you have a kind face. This money is for a very worthy cause. A family. A loving family. 8 children, 1 mother and father will be put out onto the street unless we can find some money for them.
Now, that breaks my heart.
I know. The man made some tragic mistakes in business. How much can you give me for the bracelet?
$40.
$40? That's less than you offered before.
I've got a wife and 9 children. If I make bad business deals, I'll be out on the street, too. Now, $40. Take it or leave it.
Well, cuz, we made it. We took every penny we could beg, borrow, or steal, but the dress is paid for. How are you going to get your gold bracelet out of pawn? We'll worry about that tomorrow. At least the pressure's off. No wonder this thing only cost $2.50. It's turning my wrist green. We better go. I promised Richard I'd help him with his history. You promised Richard we'd help him with his history. Be a pal. What do I know about history? All right, let's go.
Hello, darling. You're home early.
I know. Well, the world was pretty quiet for a few minutes, so I thought I'd take the afternoon off, let Eddie handle things. Hey, what's Patty's bracelet doing here?
Oh, she went out. I suppose she left it there because she was afraid of losing it.
She really loves it, doesn't she?
Yes. It's beautiful.
You know what I should do? I should have it engraved.
Patty'd be so pleased.
I was going to do that when I bought it, but I was in too big a hurry. Jeweler told me I could bring it back any time.
Why don't you surprise her?
You mean do it now?
Why not?
All right, why not? Think I can be back in less than an hour?
I can't wait to see her face when she sees it.
Neither can I.
Mr. Lane, well, how nice to see you.
Oh, Mr. Gary. See, I brought my daughter Patty's bracelet in to be engraved. I bought it here last week for her birthday.
Ah, well, let's see. Well, we'd be very happy to engrave it. Mr. Lane, you certain I sold you this bracelet?
Of course. It was $84 plus tax. Why?
Well, I'm afraid there's been some mistake. This bracelet isn't worth more than $1 or $2. It's a piece of cheap costume jewelry.
Costume jewelry? I paid you $84 for it, plus tax.
Well, I don't know how we could have made a mistake like that. I'm terribly sorry. It's a lucky thing you brought it back.
Yeah, it certainly is.
Yes, a thing like that can ruin a store's reputation. Here's the one you should have had. Now, what was that engraving?
Oh, it should read, "To Patty, happy birthday from Popo."
Happy birthday from Popo. That's lovely.
You know, it's a lucky thing I went down to that store. Mr. Carey had made a mistake and given us a piece of junk jewelry.
You mean Patty's been wearing a piece of costume jewelry?
And telling everybody it was real gold. Maybe we shouldn't say anything to her about it. She'll feel terrible.
Well, I think it's kind of funny. She'll get a kick out of it.
Why don't you put it on the table?
Hi, Papa. You home early. Hello, Uncle Martin.
Hello, girls. Patty, your mother and I were noticing your bracelet.
You were?
You know, there seems to be something different about it.
Different?
Why don't you pick it up?
Pick it up?
Yeah, go ahead. Read what it says inside.
It doesn't say anything. How did that get there?
I took it down to the jewelry store and had it engraved for you.
You took it down to the... When?
Just a few minutes ago.
Surprised?
Dumbfounded.
This'll amuse you, Patty. There was some kind of a mix-up. Mr. Carey made a mistake and gave us some junk jewelry.
And when you went to have the bracelet engraved, you found a mistake.
That's right. So don't worry. This time the bracelet is solid gold. It's a good thing I took it back there, isn't it?
Lucky isn't the word for it. Do you want to break the news, or shall I? Why don't you?
What news?
Father?
we're in trouble.
Father, haven't you ever wanted a long gold lame sheath with a square neckline and a panel back with a long tail?
Patty, what are you trying to say?
When I was born.
Patty!
I'll get it.
Natalie, I have the feeling she's done it again.
Done what again?
That's what's so interesting about Patty. You never know. And when you find out, you can't believe it.
Look who's here.
Mr. Carey. Well, is there anything wrong?
Well, I'm just a little confused, Mr. Lane, but I'm sure I can straighten it all out. Yes, at least I hope I can.
I was just trying to explain it.
I assure you that the bracelet I sold you was solid gold, Mr. Lane. Yes. I wrapped it myself.
Well, if you say so, Mr. Carey, I believe you. But somehow that solid gold bracelet got changed into a piece of costume jewelry.
It's hard to know where to begin.
Honey, why don't you skip the part about when you were born and start with more recent events? Say this week.
It really wasn't our fault. It was the fickle finger of fate. You see, I went down to buy a dress with the loot you gave me, and Sue Ellen was there giving me the ice cube. So I did the quick peacock bit until swap time. And the Cinderella here went to the ball, and the canary hit a clinker, and instant blackberry juice. They wouldn't take the dream job back. Then we got turned down by the Ford Foundation, and Kathy's tot tending pot fell through. Then we bought the Carver and took the McCoy to pawnbroker with 9 children, and that's how we got the loot to get off the racket beat up.
Patty, I was wrong. Why don't you start with when you were born? Natalie, I have been a newspaper man for 20 years, and I have never come across a story as wild as that. And I'll tell you something else. If I had, I wouldn't have believed it.
But it happened, Martin.
It could only have happened to Patty.
Wasn't entirely her fault. I told Kathy to wear Patty's new dress.
No, you didn't, because Patty didn't have a new dress. We spent $80 on a status symbol, and she still doesn't have a new dress.
I'll have the dress she bought dyed.
And now she's got 2 gold bracelets, one of them in pawn.
Won't Mr. Carey take it back?
Oh, sure. He'll be happy to take it back to the store and hold it there until someone comes in and says, I'd like a gold bracelet engraved to Patty from Popo.
I meant, won't he take back the one in pawn?
Well, he's already agreed to do that.
Well, you've already straightened it out.
It's like straightening out World War II. She doesn't get it from my side of the family.
You don't want her, I'll take her.
No, you won't. And I'll tell you something. I can hardly wait to find out what she's going to do next.
Papa?
Father, you're still in trouble.
Father, I want to apologize. None of this would have happened if I wasn't trying to impress Sue Ellen. If you'll give me some time, I'd like to pay for it out of my allowance. It wasn't her fault, Uncle Martin. I ruined the dress. I want to pay for it.
You can both pay for it. And you can take as much time as you want. But please, no more status symbols, huh?
I won't ever care what anybody else wears again. Thanks, Father.
Popo.
I'm afraid we can't take it back in this condition. This dress is ruined.
Patty.
Oh, but you've got to take it back.
Oh, hi there, Sue Ellen. What happened to your pretty dress?
You'll never believe it.
Try us.
Well, I was holding a cup of coffee while I was putting the dress back into the box, and suddenly from the house next door, I heard someone singing some high notes, and the cup broke, and the coffee spilled all over the dress.
That's the strangest thing I've ever heard. That's pretty wild, all right.
Where am I going to get the money? I have to pay for the dress.
I'll give you a hint. Don't try the Ford Foundation.
Here's Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair! But they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find
They laugh alike.
they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are together.
Is Kathy correct, Patty?
If Kathy says so, you can bet on it.
I want you to think for yourself, Patty.
Oh, I do, Mrs. Johnson. I think that if Kathy says so, you can bet on it.
You may close your books. Now, I don't want you to think of Korea as some remote historical event. What happened there involved people, ordinary boys and girls like yourselves. Many of those boys and girls are orphans. They have inadequate housing and clothing and food. Now, I think it would be a wonderful project for this class to adopt one of these orphans. This is a picture of Kim Ho Sin.
She's cute.
Kim lives in a remote village in Korea. He has no relatives. And we can be his foster parents for $10 a month. That's enough to see that he's properly fed and clothed and sent to school. He'll still go on living in his village, but he'll know that somebody's thinking about him. Now, who would like to contribute? Well, I'm proud of you. We'll need one student to collect the money, forward it, and correspond with him. Someone to act as a foster mother or father on behalf of the class. Who would like to volunteer for that?
I would, Mrs. Johnson. Please.
Very well, Patty. Kim is your responsibility.
Thank you. May I have his picture?
Of course.
Can't believe it. I'm a mother.
Meet Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair! But they're cousins, identical cousins all the way. One pair of matching bookends, different as night and day. Where Kathy adores a minuet, the ballet russe, and crepe Suzette. Our Patty loves to rock and roll, a hot dog makes her lose control. What a wild duet, still they're cousins, identical cousins, and you find
They laugh alike.
they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
Do they play a lot of tennis in Korea?
I don't care. Kim's gonna be the only boy on his block who has his own tennis racket.
Where'd you get all these things?
Oh, I've been scrounging from all over the neighborhood. Yeah, you're sure good, Wolf. Wish I was your brother.
You are, Tiger?
Kim is my son. I know he's only my foster son, but I don't know, it still gives me a funny feeling. I mean, I know he's depending on me for food and clothes and everything.
So isn't the whole class contributing?
Oh, sure.
Martin, you know what she's doing?
It's nothing.
If you won't tell him, I will. Do you know the money we gave Patty to buy a new outfit? She spent the money on clothes for Kim instead.
I figured out my old outfit still had a lot of mileage in it. Kim doesn't even have any shoes.
Patty, that was a wonderful thing to do.
Well, that's not all she's doing, Uncle Martin. She got a part-time job at the stationery store, and she's sending her entire salary to Kim in Korea. Well, you cut it out. It's not that big a deal.
How much are you making?
$11.
I'll match it.
Oh, Papa, thanks. I'd like to contribute 2 weeks' allowance. Me too.
Well, I guess I can spare some of my kitchen allowance.
What to say?
You shouldn't say anything. You were the one who set the example. You know, I'm really impressed. I've never seen this side of you before.
I guess my maternal instincts have never been aroused before. How does this sound, Kath? You would love America. We have skyscrapers here, hot dogs, the Yankees, and the Mets. And the Metropolitan Museum. Yeah. New York is the greatest city in the whole world. You can go rowing in Central Park in the summer and ice skating in Rockefeller Center in the winter. I wonder if you could use my old ice skates. Do you realize you've sent him 7 boxes in the last 3 weeks? What's the matter? Do you have something against starving orphans? Of course not. But I don't think starving orphans need Vassar pennants, Frankie Avalon records, and a no parking sign. You never know what's going to come up over there. I wanted to be prepared for everything. I'm sending him a $200 money order. That's pretty practical. I can't argue with that. Would you mail it for me? Or why don't you mail it when you meet Richard to go bowling? Bowling? Oh, I canceled that. I'm staying in tonight to make fudge for Kim. Hi.
There's Kathy.
Hi, Kath. Hello, Patty. Richard.
Hi.
Hi, Troops.
Hi, Alfred.
Don't forget to save a dance for me tonight.
Oh, I'm not going, Alfred.
You're putting me on.
She means it.
Why aren't you going?
I'm taking the $250 it would have cost me and sending it to Kim.
You know something? I admire you. I think you flipped, but I admire you. Well, I'll be dancing with you in my heart. Long adioso.
Bye.
Hi, Patty. Kathy, Richard.
Hi.
Hi, Eddie. Hello, Eddie.
How's the kid in Korea?
Great. You should read some of his letters. I just happen to have...
I haven't got time right now. What do you folks have?
I can't decide between a strawberry soda and a chocolate sundae. How much is a double banana flip?
60 cents.
Good. I'll have a glass of water, thanks.
Glass of water?
What are you doing?
I just saved 60 cents for Kim.
Patty, you really don't think Kim's gonna mind if you have a double banana flip?
You'd be surprised how things add up.
All right. It's my treat.
You mean it?
Certainly.
Can I have a double banana flip?
Sure.
Thanks. I'll take the cash instead. Glass of water.
Have you decided what you want?
Glass of water, please. You're all hard.
Make that 3.
3 glasses of water? Now, wait a minute. I gotta eat too, you know. Can you answer me a question?
Sure.
How do I get to Korea? Here's $1. Send it to the kid.
The master's home.
Hello, Master. How was your day?
Fine. You can read all about it in the Chronicle. Say, where's the Orphans Assistance League?
Oh, in the headquarters upstairs, wrapping a package.
I must say, I've never seen Patty throw herself into anything the way she has this.
I think it's wonderful. She got another letter from Kim today. Oh, he sounds like a darling boy.
Patty keeps this up, he'll have more money than I do.
Oh, I'm so proud of her.
Yeah, so am I. And you know what's really great? For once, Patty is involved in a project where there's no chance of her getting into trouble.
There. That should do it. Do you want to say anything to Kim? Just send him my love. Is his package ready? Mm-hmm. Here we are. 200 pieces of bubble gum. Did you read his last letter? Mm-mm. Listen. Dear Mama Patty. Is that cute? Mama Patty. Listen to the last paragraph. Your letters and many gifts choke me with happiness. I am so lucky to have you for a mother. I close now to go out in snow with snowshoe you send me. Snowshoe? Must be the tennis racket I sent. Guess they don't play much tennis in Korea. Oh, boy. Sure is a lot of red tape when you try to help someone. I must have signed 1,000,000 forms.
Say, what's new from Kim? I haven't heard much about him lately. Was there anything wrong?
I wouldn't know.
Well, now, what does that mean?
It means he's an ungrateful 8-year-old orphan.
Patty.
Well, he is. I worked my fingers to the bone, writing letters to him, sending packages, working every day after school and the weekends to send him money.
Well, what's the matter with that? You did it because you wanted to.
I'll tell you what the matter with that is. He stopped writing to me. Me, his own mother.
You haven't heard from him at all?
Not one word in 3 weeks.
Hey, maybe he's sick from all the fudge you sent him.
I'm sure he will write, and there'll be a perfectly reasonable explanation.
That's what I told myself the first week. Then the second week I said, maybe he's sick and he can't write to me. But the third week I said to myself, Patty, you're the biggest sucker in the whole world. I'll get it. It's probably Richard. Come on in, Rich. I'll be ready in a few minutes.
Mama?
So we decided to say nothing and make Kim's arrival a complete surprise.
It is, Mrs. Lomax, it is.
Oh, I'm so glad. When we received your application to adopt Kim and bring him to America, the Air Force made special arrangements to fly him over here. In all my years of handling these cases, I have never seen such devotion. All those letters and gifts and money orders.
Mrs. Lomax, you said you received our application to bring Kim to America?
Yes.
Patty, did you fill out application forms like that?
I don't know. I signed millions of forms.
Mama.
He knows who I am. He recognizes me from the picture I sent him. I'm here, son.
Kim doesn't speak English.
He must. What about all the letters he wrote?
Well, he dictated those to a missionary in his village. The missionary translated for him.
You mean I have a brother who can't even speak English?
You also have a sister who doesn't speak much English.
Mama.
Isn't that cute?
Well, you'll be hearing from me again. Good night.
Good night, Mrs.
Good night,
Lomax.
Mrs.
Night.
Lomax.
Now, here we are.
Patty, do you realize what you've done?
Yes, sir. I goofed. I didn't mean to. I just wanted to cheer up a poor little orphan. I didn't know he was going to pop up on our doorstep.
He didn't just pop up. You sent for him.
Oh, boy.
We are completely responsible for him. Here he is, 9,000 miles from home, and he has no one in the world but us.
Oh, boy.
We don't know about his customs or his language. He probably needs special foods. We have to make arrangements for school. Oh, boy.
I'm sorry, Kim. Please don't hate me. You're going to have to go back home.
Who said anything about his going back home?
You mean he can stay with us?
Of course he can stay.
Oh, Papo! Yippee! Thank you, Uncle Martin. We'll take wonderful care of him. I'll treat him like my own brother. Then he's in trouble.
Welcome home, Kim.
Well, come on, we better go out and find somebody who can speak Korean. I'll get my jacket.
Are you sure you'll be all right here, Patty?
Oh, sure. Kim and I'll get acquainted. Hi. You, Kim, me, Patty.
Mama.
As an old hand at the mother bit, I suggest you find out if he's hungry.
Oh, that's a great idea. He's probably starved.
And I thought Patty was finally in a situation where she couldn't possibly get into trouble. You want to know something? There is no such situation. Let's go.
See you later, kids.
Okay, bye. Are you hungry? You hungry? Hungry? Food. Umshik. Umshik. I speak Korean. I get it. Umshik. 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 Oh, hello, Richard. I want you to meet my son, the Korean.
How's he supposed to know what's in the cans? He can't read English.
Well, he probably doesn't eat this kind of food anyway. Wonder what he does eat. Yak steak. Now where am I gonna find a yak at this time of night?
Probably eats rice.
It's a great idea. We haven't got any rice. right, let's go out and get some. Ross, will you take care of Kim till we come back?
Sure.
Good. Give him some of your things to play with. We'll be right back. We be right back. Chic. Yeah, Chic. When Mom and Pop get back, tell them we went out to get some Chic. See you later. Mama!
Boy, are you a mixed-up kid. You, Kim, me, Ross.
Mama!
Forget it. Boy, I'm sure sorry I don't speak Korean. To tell you the truth, I never thought it was gonna come up. But don't worry, we're gonna have a lot of fun together, Kim. I'm your brother. I'll teach you how to play baseball and roller skate, and you can use my bicycle. I've got a new bat upstairs. You wait here. I'll bring it down.
We have enough rice in here to start our own patty.
I smell smoke.
Oh, so do I.
Hi, son. How's everything here?
All right. Kim tried to cook his own dinner.
Well, that was very bright of him.
Yeah. You know you can really light a fire by rubbing two sticks together?
That's a novel idea. Where's Patty?
Upstairs with Kim. Where have you been?
To 2 welfare agencies. UNESCO and the UN.
Are you trying to get rid of Kim?
No, Patty. They wouldn't take her, though. Well, Yugoslavia said they might be interested, but I don't know if they were serious.
We're trying to keep Kim, and there's some problems to be worked out. He's living here in a house where he doesn't understand anyone and no one understands him. He has to go to school.
We're trying to find a Korean housekeeper who speaks English.
Oh, boy, we're keeping him? That's great.
Now, what did you think I was going to do? Twirl my mustache and send him out in the snow?
No, sir. You know what? If I was an orphan, I'd sure want you for my father.
Thank you.
Hello, Kathy.
Hello.
Is everything all right?
Just fine, I think.
What are mother and son up to?
Patty's teaching Kim to brush his teeth. She bought him a toothbrush.
Martin, she thought of that all by herself.
Did she? Maybe we won't give her to Yugoslavia.
Now, I want you to brush your teeth every morning and every night before you go to bed. Mama.
Oh, trying to soft soap me. You're going to brush your teeth.
See? Brush, brush, brush. See? Okay. Here's your toothbrush. Yeah. No, not my teeth. Your teeth. You. Chic. Not Chic.
Well, how's my brother?
He's going to sleep. You don't mind him using your bed, do you, Ross?
Nah, I can sleep here on the couch.
Thanks. Boy, he's sure a handful.
I know. The mother bit isn't easy, is it? Is it?
You should try it in Korean sometime.
I wonder what he must be thinking of all of us.
He must be quite confused. They put him on a plane and fly him thousands of miles to a strange country.
And then winds up with Patty for a mother. That's enough to confuse anybody.
I think Patty's doing a remarkable job.
Thanks, Mom. But this is the first time he's ever slept in a real bed.
How did he react?
Oh, I don't know. I just pointed to the bed and told him to get in it.
You know something? I feel like a grandfather. Since this is Saturday, you know what I was thinking we might do? Take Kim out on the town.
Well, that sounds like fun.
I thought we'd take him up to the top of the Empire State Building for lunch and then maybe go up to the Bronx Zoo or take a ferry boat ride over to see the Statue of Liberty.
Well, I'd like to do some shopping for him this morning.
All right, we can do that first. I better tell the girls to get ready. I'll get that. Oh, good morning, Mrs. Lomax. Won't you come in?
Good morning, Mr. Lane.
I suppose you've come to see Kim. Right this way.
Good morning, Mrs. Lomax. I'll bet you're just bursting to know how Kim is. Well, he's coming along just fine.
Well, that isn't why I came.
It isn't?
I came to take Kim away.
I don't understand.
Well, there's been a terrible mix-up. Kim was sent here by mistake.
By mistake?
Yes, he's already been adopted by an American soldier who brought back a Korean bride. They sent in their application a week before yours, and it was accepted, but somehow it got buried under all the forms and papers and letters that Patty sent, and a new clerk got the applications mixed up and sent Kim here.
But you can't take him away from us. I mean, he's like a member of the family.
Mr. Lane, I can't tell you how sorry I am about this, but, well, his new parents are waiting for him. It wouldn't be fair to them if we left Kim here.
Hey, I just got a great idea. Hi, Mrs. Lomax. I bet you've come to see Kimbo, huh? Oh, you don't have to worry about him. He's great. Well, he woke up once last night, but I put him back to sleep singing rock and roll songs. He loved him. Papa, today's Saturday. Why don't we take Kim out on the town, the works? I thought we'd have lunch at the top of the Empire State Building, then maybe take him to the Bronx Zoo and rowing in Central Park, and maybe a ferry boat ride to the Statue of Liberty. Oh, you think it's too much in one day, huh? Well, maybe you're right. We can save some of it for next week.
Patty, Mrs. Lomax has something to tell you.
I'm afraid Kim can't stay here, Patty.
Because of the rock and roll songs?
Honey, Kim was already adopted. He was sent here by mistake.
Mistake? Yeah. Papa, they can't take him away from us. Kim needs me. Who is he going to call Mama?
Isn't there anything you can do?
I'm afraid not. They're waiting for him.
I see. Well, maybe it's for the best, honey. I mean, this way, he'll be in a home where they speak his language and understand his customs. Now, let's think of it from Kim's point of view. We want to do what's best for him, don't we?
We're ready. Mrs. Lomax, when do you have to take him?
Right now.
Could we go with you and make a little detour on the way?
Detour? To where?
To the top of the Empire State Building. Bronx Zoo, Central Park, and the Statue of Liberty.
Well, that would be highly irregular. Of course you can.
Thank you. Kim, you're gonna have a day you'll never forget. Where shall we go first? Let's go find a hot dog stand. That's the only way to see America. This is an interesting chapter on fossils.
What does it say about us?
Do you know how far back some fossils go? 600 million years? Right. Here, look at this Brontosaurus.
He can't be that old. I saw him on TV last night.
It was probably a relative.
I get it. It's incredible. Dinosaurs were so big and they were all herbivorous.
They only ate herbids?
Herbivorous means plant-eating.
Why don't they say so?
Patty, sure wouldn't want to meet up with one in a dark alley. Patty. Kim! Mama! Mama! He still remembers me.
Boy, hello,
wonderful.
Kim.
How long has it been?
6 months.
And he still calls me Mama. Bogo super, samnida. Oh, I guess they just speak Korean at his house, huh? You, Kim, me, Patty. Oh, Tolko China, she's samnika. He forgot everything I taught him. Not everything, Mama.
Have some bubble gum.
Here's Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair! But they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find they laugh alike, they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are
Late.
What's a dropout?
Now, what do you think it is, son?
A parachutist coming down enemy territory?
A dropout is a student who quits school.
Oh, boy. How can I get to be one?
Just keep up the grades you've been getting. Seriously, that's no laughing matter. Thousands of students are dropping out of high school before they get their diplomas. It's a terrible waste.
Kathy, where's Patty?
Oh, she's coming out, Natalie.
Say, Kath, I just got an idea. How would you and Patty like to serve as student advisors to our anti-dropout committee?
I'd love to, Uncle Martin, and I'm sure Patty would. Why didn't you ask her?
Yeah, that's a wonderful idea. Having students on the committee?
I think I'll bring it up at the meeting tonight. Two of you could talk to students at their own level.
Fine. Patty, we'll be late. I'm ready. Let's buzz, cuz.
Patty, how would you like to serve on a committee to help stop school dropouts?
Gee, Papa, I'm afraid you picked a bad time to ask me.
Why?
Because I'm dropping out of school next week.
Meet Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair! But they're cousins, identical cousins all the way. One pair of matching bouquets, different as night and day. Where Kathy adores a minuet, the ballet russe, and crepe Suzette. Our Patty loves to rock and roll, a hot dog makes her lose control. What a wild duet, still they're cousins, identical cousins, and you find they laugh alike, they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
Hi, Patty.
Hi, Rich. I want to talk to you.
I want to talk to you, too.
Are you still going through with it?
You bet I am. It's all set. I'll tell you about it this afternoon. Can you meet me at the shake shop after school?
Sure. Hello, Richard.
Hi, Kathy.
Bye now. Will you stop running for a minute and talk to me?
Long to go, so.
I've been trying to catch up with you all morning. You can't just announce you're quitting school and then run away. I didn't think everybody'd get so excited about it. Excited? Your mother and father are in a state of shock. I'll explain it all to them when I get home. You're going to explain it to me right now. Later. No. Patty, I don't understand you. You were looking forward to going to college. We'd planned to go to the same college, share the same dormitory. I know. Well, then what is it? It's old Noodlehead. Who? Richard the Chicken-Hearted. He's dropping out of school next week. Oh, he can't drop out of school. He's going to be a doctor. He changed his mind. He decided he'd rather be a millionaire. He's starting next week. Patty, you've got to stop him. I've tried every argument I can think of, but I can't budge him. So I figured I'd trick him. By quitting school. I'm not quitting school. But I can't let Richard know that. When I tell him I'm dropping out, he'll be so shocked it'll bring him right back to his senses. I see. That's a marvelous idea. I got it from our family motto. If you can't lick 'em, outthink 'em.
You want the check?
No, I'm waiting for someone, Harry. Bring me another soda. Only this time make it a cherry soda.
They say American kids are soft.
Oh, and while you're at it, bring me another sandwich.
Another cheeseburger on a bun with the Russian dressing, tomatoes, and mustard?
No, make it an egg salad on pumpernickel with mayonnaise and hot peppers.
An egg salad on pumpernickel with mayonnaise and hot peppers.
Right.
It's your stomach.
Huh. What do you mean by that?
Nothing. I'll bring it right away. I don't want to make you late for dinner.
Oh, hi, Marcia. See you later, Marcia. Oh, hi, Patty. How'd you do in the physics exam? Who wants to be a physicist? I didn't do so well either. Richard's over there waiting for you. Old faithful. Long adios. Hi, Rich.
Oh, where have you been? I'm on my third soda.
Oh, I got tied up. I'm sorry. Oh, what's going on?
It's all set. I'm going out Monday and look for a job.
Doing what?
Oh, anything. Just so I start near the top. That's where the money is.
Have you told your father yet?
Not yet. He's got a very low boiling point. He's a real screamer. Does your father act like that?
No, he's the quiet type. Gets that real hurt look on his face. I'll take the screamer any day.
Parents are funny. They keep saying it's your life, but they keep telling you how to live it. But nobody's going to tell me I have to finish school.
No one can force you to get an education.
Right.
Richard, I've been thinking about what you said about school being a waste of time and who needs it.
Yeah?
And I've decided to drop out, too.
You? Drop out? You're kidding.
No, I'm serious. I figured if you're going to drop out, I'm going to drop out.
You would do that for me? Patty, that's the most wonderful thing I ever heard of.
So I figured if I told him I was dropping out of school, he'd say, I won't let you do it, Patty. No, sir. If you feel that strongly about it, I'm going to continue school. I'm going to go to college and become a doctor.
And you told him?
Yeah.
What did he say?
He said it was the best news he ever heard in his life. I can't understand why he's quitting. Last week he spent a whole evening talking about how excited he was about being a doctor. Yeah. He said he was going to join the WHO. Who? The World Health Organization. And go to some remote jungle in Africa and help all the poor natives.
That doesn't sound like a boy who's interested in becoming a millionaire overnight.
I know. He's changed his whole basic personality.
In a week?
Oh, you can't explain Richard, Papa. You just have to accept him.
I'm not accepting any youngster who drops out of high school. Our society is getting more complicated every day. Without a high school diploma, no one has much chance of getting ahead.
Now, that's what I told Richard, but I couldn't get through to him. His head is made of solid oak.
You know, maybe I could get through to him.
Would you try?
Why don't you ask him here for dinner tomorrow night?
Well, that's great, Papa.
If it's okay with you.
Of course it is. Fortunately, there's a sale at the supermarket.
May I have another piece of cake?
While you're at it.
Oh, certainly, Richard.
That makes 4. But who's counting? Papa, guess who I ran into today? Dr. Thayer.
Oh?
Yeah, he's receiving some kind of a medal for a Doctor of the Year. That's wonderful. His family must be terribly proud when you think of all the people he's helped and lives he's saved. I guess the medical profession must be just about the greatest one there is. Dedicating yourself to your fellow man.
Could I have another glass of milk?
Certainly, Richard.
Oh, by the way, Natalie, I ran into old Tim Newton today.
Tim Newton?
You remember Tim Newton, my old boyhood buddy?
Oh, Tim Newton, of course. How is he?
Oh, he's in terrible shape.
What's the matter with him?
Well, he's been having a very hard time of it. You know, Tim dropped out of high school before he finished. He got a job instead. Things went along fine for a while, but then he began to find that the good jobs were going to the men with high school and college educations. Everybody was moving up the ladder of success but Tim.
That's terrible, Uncle Martin.
When I saw him, he just lost another job. He'd been replaced by a machine.
What's he do, Mr. Lane?
Oh, odd jobs.
They have a machine that does odd jobs? Boy, I sure love to see it.
I guess it must be pretty rough getting anywhere without a high school education.
Old man Blair dropped out of school, and he's having a pretty tough time of it.
That's just what I was saying. What does he do?
Nothing.
It's my point exactly.
He's retired. He made about $20 million, bought a house in Florida, and now he doesn't know what to do with himself all day. Hey, there's a great new picture at the Orpheum. 7 empty coffins.
Why don't we just stay in tonight, Richard?
That's a good idea. You all go on into the living room. I'll clear the table.
Okay.
Ross, you can help me.
I didn't eat that much. Why don't I give you the money instead?
Boss.
Why don't I help Mom with the dishes?
Richard, I've been wondering, which college were you planning to attend?
Winoka.
Oh.
I've changed my mind, though. I'm not going to college. As a matter of fact, I'm dropping out of high school next week.
Really?
Yeah, school's a drag.
Well, I can understand that. I suppose if you're getting low grades, it's just not very interesting.
Low grades? I have a B+ average.
Oh. Well, are you having trouble with one of your teachers?
No, they're okay.
You don't like the school?
School's pretty good.
Weren't you going to be a doctor?
That's before I grew up. Who wants to be gotten out of bed in the middle of the night to take care of some neurotic who has a stomachache?
Well, if you feel that way about it, then you shouldn't be a doctor.
I'm not gonna be a doctor.
Well, that's too bad, Richard. I think you would have made a fine one.
It takes too long to build up a practice. I want to start making money now.
Is that so important?
You bet it is. I want to make a lot of money, and I want to make it fast.
What about all those sick natives?
I was just talking. They don't really mean anything to me. Look, if you people got me here to talk me into staying in school, you're wasting your time.
If you think I'm going around with a boy who's only interested in money, then you're wasting my time.
Well, nobody said you had to go around with me.
That's right. And I won't.
Well, that's fine with me, too. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm sorry, too, Richard. We're all a little upset about you dropping out of school, you know. Look, maybe if we discuss...
There's nothing to discuss, sir.
Isn't your family going to be terribly upset?
Well, for a while, I guess. But they'll get over it.
Will you?
I wish everybody would stop acting as though I'm committing some kind of crime.
Don't you think it's a crime to waste human intelligence?
I'll be using my intelligence.
Let me ask you another question, Richard. Do you honestly think it's more important to use your intelligence in making money than it is to use it in developing a skill that would help people who badly need your help?
I think money is more important.
I see. Well, there's nothing more for me to say then, is there?
No, sir, I guess not. Will you say goodbye to Patty for me?
Of course.
I probably won't be seeing you people again. Thanks a lot for the dinner, Mrs. Lane.
You're welcome.
Well, goodbye, sir.
Richard said I was listening. How could I have been so wrong about him? I was actually planning to go into the jungles and help him with the sick natives. Do you know who's sick? Me. I should have my fuzzy head examined.
Patty, do you think that Richard could have some special reason for needing money that we don't know about?
Sure. Greed. Let's just forget it. Richard's father owns a big construction company. There's no excuse for this. I'm just going to see how fast I can forget about Richard.
Hey, look at this.
What is it?
That's the reason Richard's dropped out of school.
$2 million.
Martin, his father's gone broke and he didn't want anyone to know.
Patty! Imagine him going to work to help his family.
And all the terrible things that were said. What's wrong?
Nothing's wrong. I have wonderful news. Richard's father has lost all his money.
Now that we know the truth, what are we going to do about it?
I know what I'm going to do. I'm going over to Richard's house on my hands and knees. Can I watch? The time he needed me most, I walked out on him. You didn't know, Patty? All that talk about how he was interested in money and didn't care about helping people. He's the most generous boy I've ever known. It must be killing him to give up medicine.
They must be desperate if they're allowing Richard to quit school and go to work.
Isn't there anything we can do, Uncle Martin?
I don't know, Kath. Richard's father's in the construction business. I think he's used to pretty big jobs.
At a time like this, I'm sure he'd be grateful for even a small job.
Well, cement walk in our patio is cracked. We don't really need a new walk, but I guess to help him out, we can let him put one in for us.
Let's. And weren't Harriet and Marvin talking about putting a wall around their garden?
And Sam and Celia said their driveway was full of holes. Call him, Papa, please.
All right. Now, what's his name again? Jonathan?
I want to finish this stretch from here to Flagstaff by the 15th so we can move the crew up to Utah and get started on the project up there. Do you see any problems?
We should be able to do it, Mr. Harrison, now that we're out of that turnpike contract.
The suckers that take that over won't get more than $1 million or $2 million profit out of it. The Utah deal is 5 times as big as that. Harrison.
Hello, Mr. Harrison. This is Martin Lane. Say, listen, I'm sorry to bother you so late, but I need a favor.
That's all right. What can I do for you?
Well, I have some cracks in my patio walk.
Cracks in your patio walk?
Yes, now I know you don't usually handle jobs that small, but I wonder if you could come over and take a look at it.
He wants me to come over and take a look at the cracks in his patio walk.
What for?
What for?
I'd like you to repair them, as a special favor.
He wants me to repair it as a special favor. He must be broke. I'd be glad to come over and take a look at it.
Well, I certainly appreciate that, Jonathan.
Tell him about Sam and Celia.
Oh, and some friends of mine have holes in their driveway.
One of his friends has holes in his driveway.
He sounds like he has holes in his head.
Could be. His daughter goes with my son. Well, why don't I come over there tomorrow?
I'd appreciate that.
Invite him to dinner.
Could we give you dinner?
He wants to give me dinner.
Ask him what they're having.
What do you say we make it after dinner? Say about 9.
Fine. I'll see you then. Bye.
You're going over there?
Yes. Poor devil. He and his friends must be pretty hard up to go around asking for charity. That newspaper game must be pretty rough.
There. What have you got there? Some fudge for Richard. What has he done wrong now? Ha, ha, ha. Just for that, you can't come visit us in the jungle. Promise? I bet it really happens. Why not? You can make anything happen if you want it badly enough. Maybe I'll become a nurse so I can help Richard. I can see me now at his side while he's operating. There's an emergency. Calling Dr. Harrison. Dr. Harrison, please. Come rushing down the corridor. There you are, doctor. There you are, nurse. Patient stop breathing. We're the only ones in the world who can save him. Scalpel. Scalpel. Forceps. Forceps. Whoa. Looks bad. Yes, it does. Good heavens. Do you know what's wrong with this patient? Yes, he has lumps. And he's not the only one. There's Mr. Harrison. Come on. And remember, they're a very proud family. No matter what he does, he's doing us a favor. Otherwise, they'd never accept it from us.
Good evening, Martin.
Hello, Jonathan. I certainly appreciate your taking the time to come over here.
That's all right. I figured it must be pretty important to you or you wouldn't have asked me.
That's right. Come in. You all know Mr. Harrison.
Yes.
Hello, Mr. Harrison. Good evening, Mr. Harrison.
Hello, everybody.
Would you like some fruit?
No, thank you. Is Richard here?
No, he isn't.
Would you believe it? I haven't seen that boy since yesterday.
Neither have I.
Maybe he's run away from home. No. No, he would have asked to borrow the car. Well, how's the newspaper game? A little slow?
Slow? Well, I suppose at this time of the year there's not too much happening.
Sure, a lot of businesses are seasonal. The trick is not to let it get you down.
Well, that's a wonderful philosophy.
When things get tough, we just can't quit.
That's right. That's a wonderful spirit.
I'm glad you feel that way.
Now, if you'd like to take a look at the patio, it's right out this way.
I'll be glad to.
You'd never know it. He seems so well dressed. Keeping up a front. Poor man. You can always tell. I'm glad we're able to help him.
So am I.
Well, what do you think?
Oh, you've got cracks all right. I'll send a man over to repair them.
That's really nice of you, Jonathan.
Glad to help you out, Martin.
Mr. Harrison, as long as you're helping us out, here's a few more jobs we have for you.
What's this?
Oh, walls, cracking ceilings, walks. This neighborhood's in terrible shape. There are enough jobs to keep you busy for months.
I don't do this kind of work. I'm a construction engineer.
Oh, we know that. But you see, these people are very good friends of ours, and they would appreciate it if you would help them out by taking on this work.
Well, if it would really help you out.
Oh, it will.
Well, then I'll send a crew over tomorrow.
That's really a load off my mind, Jonathan.
It's a load off my mind, too. Now Richard won't have to quit school.
What did you say?
I said, now Richard won't have to... Uh-oh. He hasn't told you yet.
Richard's quitting school.
Well, he was thinking about it.
He never said a word to me.
He's a very proud boy.
If he has any problems, why doesn't he come to me? I'm a warm, understanding father.
What would you have done if he told you?
I'd have killed him. Why would he do a crazy thing like this, dropping out of school?
Well, he was trying to help you.
Help me what?
Well, when Richard heard you lost all your money, the first thing he did was go out and get a job.
Lost all what money?
The $2 million in the paper, I suppose.
In what paper? I didn't even notice it. All my small losses go through one of my holding companies.
You mean you're not broke?
Me? Broke? I'm too rich to go broke.
Why would Richard think you lost your money?
Because I have a big mouth, Mrs. Lane. Richard is always asking for something. A new car, a bigger motor. Why don't I buy a yacht? It's crazy with these kids today. In our day, give us a top and a string and we have a good time. The other night, Richard asked me to increase his allowance. No, he didn't say increase it, he said double it. Just then the phone rings and it's my superintendent. And he tells me that we're losing, how much was it?
$2 million.
$2 million on this little turnpike job. So I turned to Richard and I said, there you are. I've lost $2 million and I'm wiped out, and you're asking for a bigger allowance. It was a joke. Oh, he'll never make a businessman. On that tax loss alone, I'll make money.
Mr. Harrison, I don't think Richard wants to be a businessman. He wants to be a doctor. And he was willing to give all that up when he thought you were in trouble.
Well, that crazy kid never said a word to me. When I get home,
Yes?
I'll give him enough money to buy his own hospital.
Hi, Arthur. Hey, now, you look great. You all set for the little old basketball game?
All set for the little old basketball game.
I bet old Marblehead's mad, isn't he? My cutting in on his girl. Oh, hi there. I was just telling Patty you're a loser. Just couldn't hang on to her, could you?
Well, you can't win them all.
All set, baby?
All set, baby. Bye.
See ya.
performance goes on in 10 minutes.
Okay. Poor Kathy. Remind me to do something extra special nice for her tomorrow.
Here's Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair, but they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find they laugh alike, they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are.
That if I am appointed prom chairman, I will arrange the most brilliant affair in this school's history.
Here, here.
You mean how?
The class will dance to the coolest band in town, feast on a dazzling array of delicious refreshments, and enjoy all this in a setting decorated to look like a veritable fairyland. I thank you.
Mr. President.
Sue Ellen?
Let's face it, no matter what Patty promises, the class knows that for their $3 a couple, they'll get their choice of either the Flatbush 5 or stale chopped egg sandwiches in the school gym.
Now, wait a minute.
Nevertheless, if I'm appointed chairman, I promise that everyone will positively be at the prom.
Why should they?
Because my father is president of a bank, and he knows a lot of celebrities. I guarantee that one of them will appear as our guest.
Patty, what have you got to say to that?
Well,
I didn't hear you, Patty.
She said, well,
I promise that if I am appointed prom chairman, my father, Martin Lane, managing editor of the New York Chronicle, will guarantee that the guest celebrity will be the biggest single name in show business.
Who's that?
Who's that? I'm not at liberty to divulge that name right now.
Because she's bluffing.
All right. You both have until tomorrow at 3 when I name the prom chairman. See you then.
Thanks, Walter.
Coming?
See you later. Know something, darling? I don't think you have anybody.
You won't know until tomorrow afternoon, will you, darling?
boy, you sure told her off.
I sure did.
By the way, who'd you get for the prom?
How am I supposed to know?
Meet Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair, but they're cousins, identical cousins all the way. One pair of matching bookends, different as night and day. Where Kathy adores a minuet, the ballet russe, and crepe Suzette. Our Patty loves to rock and roll, a hot dog makes her lose control. What a wild duet, still they're cousins, identical cousins, and you find they laugh alike, they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
And so all I need from you is one teeny-weeny little celebrity. Can't you see that, Papa?
Patty, I'm no Walter Winchell. I don't come in contact with what you call celebrities.
But I promised you'd come up with one.
Well, then you've learned a lesson. In the future, don't make promises on behalf of other people.
Patty, why is it so important that you be chairman of the dance?
Because I feel I can do a better job of it. If I run it, we're going to have a ball. If she runs it, we're going to have a bomb. Only if I don't get a name, I'll never be able to prove that to them. You could look through the newspaper and see what celebrities are in town and call them. That's a great idea. You see, she's always thinking. Thanks, cousin. I'll do it right now. Excuse me.
Kathy, why do you waste your good ideas on her? I can turn them into money.
I hope she gets the chairmanship.
Well, if it depends on her coming up with a celebrity, I wouldn't count on it.
Oh, don't underestimate Patty, Uncle Martin. You have no idea how resourceful she is.
Yes, I have, and it terrifies me.
Oh. No, he wouldn't recognize my name. Well, then, would you please tell him that there's this high school prom and I'm... Hello? 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 Snob. Bobby Darin. Have you called anyone yet? Yeah, you can forget Bobby Darin. He's too short. Patty, I have to study. Would you mind turning that off, please? What's the mop singing? The mop? What's that? Oh, look, Kathy. I know you're an opera lover, but everybody's heard of the mop. I'm afraid I haven't. What is it? Oh, look at him, Kathy. Isn't he the bitter? He looks like a sheepdog. Don't you dare call Bertram Bristol a sheepdog. Bertram Bristol? Mm-hmm. That's his name. Bertram Bristol. Patty, may I see that album, please? Oh, I don't believe it. You don't believe what? It can't be. But it is. What are you talking about? Binky Bristol. A boy I used to know. You knew the mop? Mm-hmm. When I went to school in England, we were classmates. You and Bertram Bristol? Yes. He had quite a crush on me. He always used to want to carry my books home from school. Oh, Kathy. I remember one night, he stood outside and serenaded me with his guitar. What did you do? I'm afraid I let go with a pail of water. Even then, he couldn't sing. Kathy! Oh, Binky didn't mind. Imagine. Now he's the latest fad. Bertram Bristol is no fad. Look at the paper. He just arrived in New York. Look at all the kids at his hotel. It's incredible. Oh, to be in England now that Binky's here. Well, Kathy, you are going to see him, aren't you? What for? To find out if he's still pining for you. Of course not. Kathy? I just got the most marvelous idea. You want me to phone Binky at his hotel and ask him to come to the prom and sing a few songs. Right. Wrong. I won't do it. You have to. Patty, Binky probably won't even remember me. And I'm sure he's far too busy. Look, Kathy, we're cousins, aren't we? And best friends. I'd do anything for you. Yes, Patty. If you were on a ship and fell overboard, wouldn't I jump in to save you? Yes, Patty. And if you were in a burning building, wouldn't I rush in to pull you out? Yes, Patty. And if you were starving, wouldn't I offer to share my last crust of bread? Yes, Patty. Then don't you think it's about time you did something for me? She won't budge.
I don't get it. After all you've done for her, why is Kathy so stubborn?
Because she has the soul of a mule.
It's such a small favor.
Of course it is. Look, if I were Kathy, I'd do it in a minute. Richard? What did I just say?
Of course it is.
No. After that.
If you were Kathy, you'd do it in a minute.
That's exactly what I said. Richard, shake hands with a genius.
Huh?
Sorry to be late. Well, you know why we're here today.
Yes, indeed.
Are you ready to name this big star you can bring to the dance?
Of course. Mr. President, if I'm appointed prom chairman, my first official act will be to announce that the guest celebrity will be none other than Bertram Bristol. Bertram Bristol? In person.
The mop?
Oh.
What did you bring?
Forget it.
Patty, you've got the job.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Are you sure you can deliver him?
course. He's an old friend of the family.
Patty.
Come on, Richard. We mustn't keep dear Binky waiting.
Binky?
Mm-hmm. That's what his friends call him. Ta-ta.
Wait a minute. How do we know Patty's telling the truth?
Because Patty wouldn't tell a lie.
That's right.
She has too much character and integrity.
That's right.
And because she knows if she doesn't deliver the mop now, the class will tear her limb from limb.
That's right. Here it is. 1492.
That's the year Columbus discovered America.
Maybe that's a good luck omen.
Do you think this is really gonna work?
Sure, when I called from the lobby, he said to come right up.
Only he thought he was talking to Kathy.
Will you stop splitting hairs?
He shook my hand.
Now, how can anyone be so Hector? He's just another ordinary human being.
Yeah. Are you sure you don't want me to go in there with you, Patty?
Oh, positive. I can handle this fine by myself. I'll see you later.
Okay.
Coming.
Oh, what's wrong, Kath?
Nothing. It's nice to see you again, Mr. Bristol.
Mr. Bristol, come on, Kath. Look, it's me, the old bingo.
Yes, of course. Hello, Binky.
That's more like it. Here, let's have a look at you. Oh, you're beautiful.
Am I?
Yeah. I like your hair, too.
I love yours.
Let's have a bit of a talk, shall we? Come on now. Do you want a drop of tea?
No, thank you.
Well, no tea? That doesn't sound like my Kathy.
Oh, I'd love a cup.
Yeah, of course. That's more like it. Here you are, dear. Oops. Little milk. Yeah. Well, it's been a long time, Ducks.
Hasn't it, though?
Do you ever hear from any of the old gang?
Old gang?
Yeah, you know, Addie and Pat.
Oh, Addie and Pat.
Do you remember that night in the hall when I tried to kiss you?
Did?
Well, how'd you like living here in the States, eh?
I love it. I live with my father's brother, Uncle Martin. And I go to school with my cousin, Patty. What a doll.
Is she now?
You'd love her.
Yeah? Oh, I wish I had time to meet her.
I think I could arrange that. Binky, my school is giving a dance and I was hoping you could drop by.
Oh, I'd like that, Kath. Honest, I would.
Then you come?
Oh, I just haven't got the time, old girl.
Oh, you could just come and say hello and then run.
Oh, much too busy, Kath. You see, there's this new album and rehearsing for the telly and... Oh, cool. Blimey, there it goes again. Be back in a jiff.
Oh, but you... Now what am I going to do?
And because she knows if she doesn't deliver the mop now, the class will tear her limb from limb.
Walter, honest, I tried. It's not my fault.
And let this be a lesson to you. In the future, don't make promises on behalf of other people.
Now you tell me. You could look through the newspaper and see what celebrities are in town and call them. You and your bright ideas. You're the one who got me into this in the first place.
Were you talking to me?
Oh, no. I was, humming.
Yeah, do you know that wasn't a phone? George Bassett.
Good old George Bassett. How is he?
Well, do you know him then? I never heard of him.
Oh. Neither have I.
Well, whoever he was, he tried to put the bite on me for £50.
He did?
Yeah, happens to me all the time now. I'm rich and famous. I hear more hard luck stories.
Hard luck stories?
Yeah, and you know how soft-hearted I am. I can't never say no.
Binky, I didn't want to tell you this before, but you know the dance my school is giving? It's practically a matter of life or death.
Life or death?
It's being given to raise money for someone who's in terrible trouble. Someone very dear to me.
Yeah, not your uncle.
He lost his job months ago. Replaced by a machine.
Oh, poor old blighter. Hasn't he got any money saved?
Oh, not a penny. He's a terrible spendthrift.
Well, that's a bit dodgy, isn't it?
That's why we're having the dance. To raise enough money so that we won't starve.
Well, why didn't you tell me this before, Kath?
I was too embarrassed.
What, to tell your troubles to the old binker?
Binky, if I announced that you'd be at the dance, everyone in school would buy tickets. And Uncle Martin would be saved.
Kath, you try and keep me away.
I mean, thanks ever so. You're the bitter. Oh, here's the address of my school.
Yes?
Now, you come there a week from Saturday at 9 o'clock.
All right, 9 o'clock it is then.
Thank you, Binky. You're wonderful.
So are you, Kath. You're all right. This should sell 1 million tickets.
It's gonna be the most successful prom the school's ever had. It sure was nice of Kathy to get him, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Hello, Patty. Oh, hi, Kath. We were just talking about you. Were you? Mm-hmm. Tell me, Patty, I'm dying to know, how did you ever get Bingy to agree to come? Oh, I just went over to his hotel and asked him. And he said yes, just like that? Mm-hmm. Well, you know, all actors are hams.
Patty's pretty persuasive.
Did you tell him we're cousins? Yeah, I think I did mention it. I think I'll call him. No! I don't think you should do that. Why not? Well, Kathy, he didn't remember you. He didn't. No. Oh, I'm surprised. We were rather close. Well, you know how it is. Well, he's met millions of people. He's a celebrity. Everyone's after him. Well, I'm not. And I'm certainly not going to phone him. That's a good idea. But when I see him at the dance, I'm going to tell him exactly what I think of him.
What did the man say? Oh, what a tangled web we weave.
He was right. You know, Richard, I think I've done it again. If Binky Bristol shows up at the dance, Kathy's gonna hate me. And if he doesn't show up, limb from limb.
It's 9:15. He's late.
I know. He's not coming. I can feel it. Why couldn't I let Sue Ellen be chairman? Why'd I get up this morning? Why was I born?
Patty, cut it out. You're getting hysterical.
Here he comes.
Here I am, Kath. Sorry I'm late. I'll come straight on from rehearsals. Can't stop long, though.
Okay.
Like your hair that way.
Oh, I wear it this way for parties. Oh, Binky, this is Richard Harrison.
Like I. Hi.
Well,
Is he yours?
No, he belongs to my cousin Kathy, Patty. Oh, if you wait right there, I'll go introduce you. Fellow students, fasten your seatbelts. He's here, the one and only Bertram Bristol!
Never leave me. Oh, 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 don't deceive me. Oh, 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 don't you leave me. Oh, 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 open up your heart. Don't you run out. Oh, 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 take the fun out. Oh, 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 put the sun out. Oh, 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 open up your heart. How can you be unkind? You kissing. Oh, 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 open up your heart. Open up your heart. Open up your heart.
Thank you, music lovers. I would like to say one thing, and that is that I wouldn't have been here at all tonight if it wasn't for my dear old friend, Kathy Lane. So thanks a lot. You've been a lovely audience. Ta-ta. Yeah, Kath, wait a minute, old girl. Lovely bunch of kids out there.
Yes. I certainly do appreciate your coming, Binky, but I know you must run along now, so goodbye, Binky.
Cool, blimey, it's a blooming mirage. You didn't tell me your cousin Patty was your spitting image.
I'm Kathy. And the reason I didn't tell you about my cousin Patty is because I haven't seen you until just now.
You mean...
I lost my head. Patty, how could you do a thing like this? I'm sorry, Kath. I apologize, Mr. Bristow. You see, when Kathy wouldn't go to see you, I couldn't figure out any other way to get to you. So I posed as Kathy.
So it was you who come to my suite. And you mean to tell me you weren't going to call on your old friend Binky?
Well, Binky, I thought that
You got a lot to thank your cousin for. Cool, I'm late. Come on, we can talk over old times at rehearsals.
Rehearsal?
Yeah, for a television show. Come on, we'd better be going now.
But don't fight it, Kath. 50 million women are dying to take your place. All right.
Cheers, old girl. You've done a good deed.
He shook my hand. It was the best evening of my whole life.
Sure were a smash. Imagine being made permanent prom chairman. Gee, who are you going to get next year?
Maybe the president. You know what's so great, Rich? I pulled the whole thing off without getting in trouble.
Patty!
Hi, Mamo. Papa.
Hi.
How was the dance?
A blast. Martian green.
Well, that's nice. Patty, I just got this note. Now, it says, keep your chin up, Governor. And there was a check for $100 enclosed. Can you explain that?
Here's your supper, sis.
Oh, thank you, Ross. Put on it, Ben.
You're lucky it isn't bread and water.
I deserve it.
How long are you in for?
6 months, with time out for good behavior.
Oh, here comes the warden.
Excuse me, son.
Yes, sir. I'll go downstairs and ask Mom to bake you a cake with a file on it.
Can the prisoner make a statement?
Yes?
I'm sorry. My only excuse is I got carried away.
Patty, I understand that what you were doing was for a worthy cause, but you behaved outrageously.
I acted like a gleep.
You lied to Mr. Bristol, you imposed on him shamefully, and you put me in a very embarrassing situation.
Yes, sir.
So, until further notice, there will be no dates for you.
Yes, sir.
And I am confiscating all of these albums. This household has heard the last flat note from that British nightingale.
Yes, sir.
Who the devil put that on?
I don't know.
Listen, oh, 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 I've been missing.
Will you throw that thing out of here?
All your kissing, Open up your heart. Open up your heart. Open up
Uncle
your
Martin,
heart.
look who I brought home to dinner.
Here's Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair! But they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find
They laugh alike.
they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two.
Will sit in on the faculty meetings and will be put in charge of some of the classes. This way he or she will get a practical working knowledge of the job.
I bet I could tell him a few things about how to run this school.
Right into the ground.
Patty'd make a great principal.
Yeah. Wouldn't Kathy be surprised if they picked me instead of her?
Patty, would you stand up, please? I'm sure the whole class would be interested in what you were discussing.
I was just saying that I thought I'd make a good principal.
All right, that will do. I'm not sure Brooklyn Heights High is ready for you, Patty. Richard? Richard?
Yes, Mrs. Lissett?
What are you reading?
It's a magic book.
If you'd like to try some real magic, let's see you get a passing mark in this course.
Mrs. Lessing?
Yes, Maggie.
Mr. Brewster would like to see Patty Lane. Pick me!
Patty, you may go to Mr. Brewster's office.
Congratulations!
Wait till Kathy hears they picked me instead of her. The first thing I'm going to do is shorten the hours.
Quiet.
Hi, Holmes. Mr. Brewster wanted to see me.
Yes, he's expecting you, Patty. Go right in.
Thank you. Hello, Mr. Brewster.
Hello, Patty. I suppose you know why I've sent for you.
I have an idea. As a matter of fact, I've kind of been expecting it.
I might as well tell you the name of our student principal for the week.
Yes?
Your cousin Kathy.
Here's Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair! But they're cousins, identical cousins all the way. One pair of matching bookends, different as night and day. Where Kathy adores a minuet, the ballet russe, and crepe Suzette. Our Patty loves a rock and roll, a hot dog makes her lose control. What a wild duet, still they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find
They laugh alike.
they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
Coming to the basketball game this afternoon, Patty?
I wouldn't miss it for anything in the world.
What time do you want to meet tonight?
Let's make it about 7:35. That'll give me a half hour for dinner and 5 minutes to do my homework.
Let's see a movie.
All right. What's playing at the Rialto?
I don't know.
Mr. Brewster's asked me to take over this class for Miss Riley today. Would you please open your books to page 130? Can I ask a question? Certainly, Patty. What's playing at the Rialto? I don't know. Would you open your book, please? Our homework for last night was on the purification of water. Water that is fit to drink is called what? Lemonade. Sue Ellen?
It's called potable.
That's right. Patty, What happens if you drink melted snow? You get cold tonsils. Maggie?
Pure snow has no iodides. You'd get a goiter.
Hey, then you can hold up your stocking. Patty, may we go on with the lesson? Sure. Teacher. Thank you. What happens if you put charcoal in water? You get wet charcoal. Patty, dirty water? All right. If I hear one more word out of you, Patty, I'm afraid I'll have to give you a demerit. Oh, please don't do that, teacher. Think of my family. This could leave a scar that could blight my whole life. Consider yourself blighted. Patty Lane. 1 demerit. See that? My own cousin stabbed me in the back. We'll make that another demerit.
Don't lose your head, Patty. She's serious.
Richard? Oh, don't give him a demerit. Just put it on my check. I'll do that. Be my guest. Now, may we go on with the lesson? The lesson is never trust a relative. You all realize that we're having a chemistry test tomorrow.
Gee willikers, I broke my test tube.
All right. Let's hold it down. Kathy's just trying to do her job. Let's try and help. Thank you, Patty. As for the demerits,
Kathy, how is your class getting along?
just fine, Mr. Brewster.
Is that a demerit list?
No, not really.
Patty Lane, 1 demerit. 1 demerit. 1 demerit.
Mr. Brewster, Patty didn't really do anything. You see,
I do see. I realize this wasn't easy for you, Kathy. I respect you for it. Patty? I want to see you in my office after school. You can plan on spending the rest of the afternoon there.
oh, but there's a big basketball game this afternoon.
You can read about it in the Bugle. Keep up the good work, Kathy.
How many T's in traitor? Please, Mr. Brewster, you've got to let me go. I'm the team's mascot.
No.
I'm in charge of refreshments.
No.
I'm responsible for the tickets?
No.
Mr. Brewster, this is the big game of the year. The team can't win without me there.
They're going to have to try.
Just because my former cousin Kathy came up here and said a lot of terrible things.
Patty, were you talking in class?
Yes, Mr. Brewster.
Repeatedly after you had been warned?
Yes, Mr. Brewster.
Would you have carried on like that if Mrs. Riley was in charge of the class?
No, Mr. Brewster. But Kathy's just my...
Kathy was put in charge by me. There were 2 reasons for that, Patty. First, because it was an honor that she merited. Second, because it was an opportunity to test the class in self-discipline. When I want fun and games in this school, I'll schedule them myself. You stay in the outer office and do your homework.
When can I leave?
When the basketball game is over. Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, darling.
Gee, I'm sorry I couldn't get home for dinner. That editorial meeting went on longer than I expected.
Interesting?
Dull.
Things have not been dull around here.
Oh? Where are the kids?
In the dining room.
I think I'll pop in and say hello.
I'd suggest that you go by dog sled.
Dog sled?
I wouldn't be surprised if it started to snow.
You don't mean Patty and Kathy are still feuding?
They make the Hatfields and the McCoys look like Damon and Pythias.
Would you like some milk?
No, thank you, Ross.
How about you, Patty?
No.
How about some cake, Kathy?
Yes, I think I will, Ross.
Patty?
No.
Well, good evening, children. How's everything tonight?
I'm all right, Dad. That's about it.
Ross, dear, if you're finished, why don't you run along?
I think it's going to get interesting.
Girls, now you have a problem. I think maybe I can help you settle it. I've sat on a few arbitration boards, you know. The most important thing is to sit down face to face and discuss your problem.
You're absolutely right, Papa. And I think that makes great sense. And I'm willing to do it any time. As long as she is not in the room.
She's really mad. She didn't even eat her dessert.
I'm going to have a little talk with her.
Please don't, Uncle Martin. Patty's right. She's being blamed for something that I did.
Kathy, you're not being very logical. Patty's being punished for what she did.
I was going to throw that demerit list away when Mr. Brewster walked in.
You're all hard.
Ross.
Please don't ask me to stay. I've got homework to do.
Kath, what kind of a world do you think this would be without discipline? I mean, if everybody could do exactly as he pleased.
Chaotic, I suppose.
You bet it would. Now, Patty is a natural-born leader. But her problem is that she's been leading for so long that she's just never gotten a taste of what it feels like to be led. So she really needs to learn discipline.
I think you're right about sitting down face to face. And I'm sure I can explain that to her. If she'll let me in.
She'll let you in.
Oh, of course she'll let you in.
Have you seen our room? It looks like no man's land.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Good luck to all of us.
Expecting World War III?
It's already started. You stick to your side of the room, and I'll stick to mine.
That's going to be difficult.
Yeah? Why is that?
Because I'm on your side.
Ha!
Patty, I'm sorry about what happened. But it wasn't all my fault. Oh, listen, why don't you put it in writing and slip it under the door?
Oh, boy. Where are you going to set up the machine guns? What do you want? Richard's downstairs. Shall I send him up?
Tell him I'll be right down.
I'll give him the word, General.
Patty, let's have a truce.
That's what you want? It's what we both want. Good. I couldn't stay mad at you anyway.
Friends.
Friend.
Come on to the movies with us. I was going to stay in it. As soon as I get dressed, I'll meet you downstairs. Checkity check. I'm glad we made up.
I feel a lot better.
So do I. Hi, Kathy will be down in a minute.
You mean you and Kathy are talking again?
Sure. Who can stay mad at Kathy?
I thought it was the end of a beautiful friendship.
Never. I really love that kid.
Well, I'm glad to see the Cold War's over.
Hey, Maggie, that's a cute sweater.
Oh, thanks. So's yours. You want to trade?
Sure. Okay.
What gets into them?
Don't ask me. I'll never understand women if I live to be 30.
Great basketball game this afternoon.
Yeah?
Tie score right down to the last quarter.
Yeah?
You should have seen old Butterfingers dribbling the ball down for the winning basket and he fell flat on his face.
You should have seen him.
Oh, what happened then?
Oh, didn't Kathy tell you?
Kathy?
How would Kathy know?
Well, she went to the game.
Kathy went to the game?
Yeah, she kind of went with me.
What do you mean she kind of went with you?
Well, you couldn't go, and Mr. Brewster asked her to be in charge of the refreshment stand, so she...
So while I was up there cracking my head on calcium carbonates, Kathy sneaked onto the basketball game with my boyfriend.
She didn't sneak off, Patty. It was broad daylight.
Henry, you Benedict Arnold, don't you come near me! Patty? Are you asleep? I know you're awake. How was the movie? I checked to see what was playing at the Rialto. It was 7 empty coffins. The same picture you saw last week. Do you know? That makes 14 empty coffins. I called Dr. Fair tonight. I was worried about you. He said that if you didn't use your voice, your mouth could freeze shut. They'd have to feed you through a straw. I told him how you were behaving. He said not to worry about it. He said a lot of 7-year-old children act this way. Patty, it wasn't my idea to go to the game. Mr. Brewster sent me. All right. Don't talk to me. But if you wake up in the morning with very long ears, don't blame me.
You hear that?
It was thunder.
Oh, I thought maybe it was cannon fire from the girls' bedroom. What happened? I thought that they were all made up.
Patty claims that Kathy broke the truce, retroactively.
We may have to refer this to the United Nations.
Mustard on your sandwich?
Yeah, thanks. Oh, we're pretty lucky at that, I guess. But they usually get along very well together. Patty never reacted so strongly before to being disciplined.
I think there's more than that involved.
Oh?
Patty never said so, but I have a feeling she was expecting Mr. Brewster to appoint her.
Oh, now we're beginning to get somewhere. So Patty's ego was injured twice. Once when she lost out to Kathy and once when she was punished. Well, now I know we're going to have to refer this to the UN.
Isn't there something we can do, Martin? It's killing both of them to fight with each other, but Patty's too stubborn to admit it.
She gets that from your side of the family.
She has a lot of pride.
She gets that from my side of the family.
Martin, why is it that everything good Patty does comes from your side of the family and everything bad she does comes from mine?
Couldn't you sleep, Kathy?
I'm afraid not. Patty's up there threatening me in her sleep.
I told you it wasn't thunder.
Would you like a sandwich?
No, thank you. Just a glass of milk. I'll get it.
Kath, how long does this appointment of yours last, anyway?
Too long. Until the end of this week. By Friday, I won't have a friend left in the world. I wish he'd never picked me.
Yeah, if he just picked Patty. Kath, do you have the right to appoint anybody in the class to help you?
I don't know, Uncle Martin. I suppose I could if I needed help.
Kathy, you need help.
Okay, everybody, hold on to your hats. Guess who's teaching this class? Me! I guess Kathy bit off a little more than she could chew, so she asked Mr. Brewster if I could help her out. Poor kid. Well, the old master's here, so everybody, let's get to work. My motto is, everyone gets an A. I guess this is the hour for history. So let's crack our books at page 273. The war with Spain.
Si, senorita.
Okay. You all be on the Spanish side, and I'll be on the English side. Now, this beef wasn't just with Spain and England. There were a lot of other countries stewing around in it. Portugal and France.
It's kind of a beef stew.
Beef stew? Well, now that we know what's cooking. Who knows why England went to war with Spain?
I know, Teach. The tamales were too hot.
I'll give you a hint. Turkey was involved.
There wasn't enough dressing.
All right, fellas, look, I like a joke as well as the next guy. But we have 15 pages of history to get through today. Okay. Who was Ferdinand?
He was a bull.
Oh. Okay, if you don't want to do it here, I'll just assign it for homework.
Homework?
That's right. Okay. I want you to identify for me Charles V, Henry IV, Philip...
I know who Philip is.
Who?
He's my cousin. He has a little meat market.
That'll be enough out of you, Alfred.
She thinks she's Mr. Brewster.
All right, Alfred. That's one demerit.
Excuse me. Don't worry about it, folks. I'll take care of it. You've heard of the great Houdini? Well, I'm Horrible Harrison and his magical bag of tricks. A little wave of the handkerchief.
All right, the show's over. Let's get back to the war with Spain.
Another magical effect with a handkerchief. Anybody want to buy a sock?
Richard, if you do one more trick, I'm going to give you 10 demerits.
She has a great sense of humor. You've heard of a barber pole? Well, I've got one right with me.
All right, Richard. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Can I have that list, madam?
Richard!
How are you getting along, Patty?
Oh, just fine, Mr. Brewster. We were just discussing the war with Spain.
What's that, a demerit list?
Oh, no, sir. I mean, not exactly. It's more...
Well, looks like you were having your own little war in here.
Not really, Mr. Brewster.
Richard Harrison.
Yes, sir?
I want to see you in my office at the close of school today.
As one of our great presidents once said, if you can't stand the heat, stay out of the kitchen. 10 demerits. And I gave them to him with my own little pencil. Mr. Brewster will give him life. Did his tricks work?
That's beside the point, Ross. He shouldn't have been doing them in the class.
He'll never speak to me again. And I don't blame him.
What would have happened if you hadn't stopped him, Patty?
How do I know? I'm not a philosopher. I'm just a poor, sick kid who's lost her boyfriend. He'll come back, Patty. Yeah? By the time he works off those demerits, he'll be too old for me. Guess who? I'll get it. Go ahead. Hit me.
I didn't come over to hit you. I came over to tell you that I can't take you to a movie tonight.
I don't blame you for being angry with me, Richard. You have every right to be. I tried to get Mr. Brewster to take back the demerits, but...
I'm not mad at you, Patty. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty proud of you.
Proud of me?
You bet. You had a job to do, and you did it.
You see, Patty?
I can't take you to the movies because I've got about 6 hours of homework to do.
I'm sorry. I'll tell you what. I'll come and sit with you while you do it. It's the least I can do. Come on. Good night, group. Patty, tomorrow's the last day. Would you like to take over some classes? Certainly. As one of our great presidents once said, if you can't stand the heat, stay out of the kitchen.
Here's Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square.
But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair. But they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find
They laugh alike.
they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins